You're probably overpaying for cruises, and deep down, you probably know it too. But what if I told you smart cruisers are sailing on the same ships, same dates, and same cabins for way less than you are? This isn't about settling, it's about knowing the system, beating the traps, and unlocking savings most people never find. If you're ready to cruise smarter and stop leaving money on the table, this is where it starts. Hey y'all, I'm Evan with Family at Sea, where we help make every cruise unforgettable. The truth is, cruise pricing isn't built to reward the most loyal travelers. It's built to reward the ones who play the long game and know exactly how to work the system. And chances are, if you've been cruising for a while, you've been getting played. But the good news? With a few simple strategies, you can flip the script and save hundreds before you ever set foot on board. Some of these are easy wins and others will take a little effort, but together they'll change how you cruise forever. Most cruisers book at the exact wrong time, smack in the middle of the pricing curve. Cruise lines reward two types of bookers: those who plan early and those who wait until the last minute. If you book right when new itineraries are released, usually 18 to 24 months out, you'll often find the lowest base fares and best cabin choices. On the flip side, if you're flexible and can cruise within 30 to 60 days, prices can drop again as cruise lines scramble to fill unsold rooms. And then there's wave season, which is January through March, and that's when cruise lines throw out their best deals, perks, and upgrades to start the year strong. Ignore the flash sale noise the rest of the year. The real savings come from when cruise lines are either desperate or just getting started. And once you know the pattern, you'll never look blind again. Everyone talks about the best ships and best cabins, but what if you really want to save money and skip the chaos? Well, cruise during shoulder season. That's the sweet spot between peak demand and rock bottom pricing, when ships still usually sail full, but fares haven't surged and crowds haven't swarmed. For the Caribbean, that's usually early December and late April into May, and in Alaska, aim for May or September, and for the Mediterranean, April to early June or September through October. You'll often find better deals, less crowded ports, and even better weather, especially in places where summers are brutally hot or packed with tourists. Booking during these windows doesn't just save money, it makes the entire experience feel less rushed, more relaxed, and way more personal. You're not just getting a cheaper cruise, you're getting a better one. Cruise lines offer more discounts than they let on. You just have to know where to look. Many offer special rates for groups like military personnel, seniors, first responders, teachers, and even residents of specific states. But here's the catch. These discounts rarely show up online. You usually have to call or work with a travel agent to unlock them. One standout here is the Margaritaville at Sea's Heroes Sail Free program, which gives qualifying service members and community heroes a free cruise with no strings attached. Other lines might not offer a free ride, but they do have hidden fare drops or perks for the right people. Cruise pricing is like a backstage pass. Only the people who ask the right questions get let in. So before you book, find out what you're eligible for, because the worst kind of overpaying is the kind you never knew about. If you're searching for cruises the same way you search for flights, you're doing it wrong. Most cruise line websites push the sailings they want you to book, not the ones priced to move. And that's where tools like CruisePlum come in. CruisePlum scans tons of sailings across all major cruise lines and highlights the lowest price per night options, some as low as $30 per person per night. You can filter by cruise line, region, duration, and even set up alerts for price drops. It's like Kayak for cruises, but actually useful. And the best part? It shows the weird off-season or repositioning itineraries that most casual travelers miss, aka the real bargains. So don't just scroll, search smart. CruisePlum doesn't book the cruise for you, but it will absolutely help you win the pricing game. This might be the easiest cruise investment you'll ever make because it actually pays you back. You just need 100 shares of stock in the cruise line you're sailing with. Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and Norwegian all offer free onboard credit, usually $50 to $250 just for being a shareholder. You submit a quick form before your cruise and boom, money to spend on drinks, dinner, or whatever you want on board. Wait, Evan, so I just buy the stock once and they pay me every time I cruise? Exactly. It's like becoming a silent partner in your own vacation. And the best part, it stacks with any deal you already have. No codes, no gimmicks, just a perk they don't advertise unless you go digging. Most people look for round trip cruises, but the cheapest fares often belong to cruises that don't come back. They're called repositioning cruises, which are one way sailings that move ships from one region to another between seasons. Think Florida to Europe in spring or Alaska to California in the fall. Since these routes don't repeat and have more sea days than ports, cruise lines struggle to fill them, so prices drop fast. It's not unusual to find week-long repositioning cruises for under $50 per night. Now, the catch here, you'll need a one-way flight and sometimes a bit more flexibility. But if you love sea days, low crowds, and insane value, this is the move. It's one of the few times cruise lines don't want you to know how cheap it really is. Once you try one, you might start planning your vacations around them. Most people don't book with a travel agent because they assume it's just someone hitting the same buttons that they could click on their own, but with a service fee tacked on. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Good travel agents lock in group space years before sailing, which means you get lower rates even after prices go up. They've also got relationships with the cruise lines, so they get access to deals and perks you won't find online, and they pass those savings on to you instead of keeping the kickbacks. And on top of that, they don't just save you money, they save your sanity. Instead of calling some random 800 number and waiting on hold for someone who doesn't actually cruise, you've got a real person who loves cruising as much as you do and knows your trip, knows your ship, and can fix problems before they ruin your vacation. And that's why we always book through Cruises It. They've saved us money, unlocked perks we didn't even know we qualified for, and always make sure we don't end up like Frank, who showed up with a library card and said, "Trust me, I'm Pinnacle." Somewhere. Frank, buddy, this isn't Sam's Club. You don't get onboard privileges for buying paper towels in bulk. With their low price guarantee and real humans who actually know what they're doing, Cruises It makes cruising simpler, cheaper, and way less stressful. Click the link in the description or call the number on the screen and tell them that Evan from Family at Sea sent you. You'll be glad you did. Most cruisers race off the ship the second it docks, but if you stay on board, you'll find deals hiding in plain sight. Spa treatments are often 30 to 50% cheaper on port days because fewer guests are around to book them, so that same massage that costs $149 on a sea day might be $99 while the ship's in port. And things like private cabanas and premium deck spaces like the Sanctuary or Vibe Beach Club are also less in demand and sometimes discounted mid-cruise when availability opens up. Ask guest services or the spa team early in the cruise what deals are coming on port days because they won't always advertise them widely. If you've already been to a port or just want a quiet day to yourself, stay on board and enjoy a more premium experience for a lot less money. It's one of the smartest spurges you can make. Cruise line excursions are convenient, but they're also overpriced, overcrowded, and painfully slow. You'll often pay 30 to 50% more than the same tour booked directly with a local operator. Sites like Shore Excursions Groups and Viator offer smaller group experiences at lower prices, and most include return to ship guarantees just like the cruise line. And if you want even more control, use ChatGPT to build your own DIY port day. Research the top-rated spots, grab a taxi, and enjoy your time on your terms. We've had some of our best port days ever this way, avoiding the crowds, doing what we actually enjoy, and saving a ton in the process. If you're worried about missing the ship, just stick close to the port, build in buffer time, or book a guaranteed excursion from a vetted vendor. Ditch the herd, keep the highlights, and put the extra money toward your next cruise. Credit card perks are one of the easiest ways to save on a cruise, but most cruisers completely overlook them. Most major cruise lines have their own cards that offer onboard credit, sometimes $200 or more, just for signing up and making a single purchase. There's typically no annual fee and no catch, just free money for your vacation. But if you've got good credit, you can do even better. Premium cards like the Chase Sapphire Preferred or Amex Platinum offer bigger sign-up bonuses, points you can redeem toward cruises, and luxury perks like Wi-Fi credits, travel insurance, and lounge access. Pay for your cruise with the right card, and you might get trip cancellation protection, delayed luggage coverage, or emergency medical benefits, stuff cruise lines usually charge extra for. So before you book, check your wallet. The right card doesn't just earn points, it might save your cruise. If you want to get rewarded just for being on vacation, then don't leave the ship without checking the future cruise desk. Cruise lines typically offer onboard-only incentives if you book your next cruise while still sailing. Think reduced deposits, extra onboard credit, or perks you won't get online. Most lines let you book an open-ended placeholder which locks in the benefits while giving you time to figure out the when and where. And if you're working with a travel agent, they'll still get full credit for the booking as long as you tell the cruise line to assign it to them when creating or adding them once you get back home, so you won't lose any support. It's one of the easiest ways to double down on savings and keep the post-cruise blues at bay. Just don't forget to stop by before you disembark. If you've cruised before or even just stayed loyal to a hotel chain, you might be sitting on an easy upgrade with MSC that will save you real money on board. Their status match program is dead simple. Show proof of your loyalty status from another cruise line or major hotel brand, and MSC will match your status as high as their diamond level. And the best part? It comes with a free specialty dinner on your first cruise. No long forms and no complicated approvals. You submit it once online, and a few days later, you're notified which loyalty tier you're matched to. It's a great way to sample a specialty restaurant without paying a dime. For 5 minutes of effort, it's one of the best value plays in cruising. Now here's the bad news. Even with perks like this, not every ship lives up to the hype. But the good news, I've already done the legwork for you. So check this video out next where I reveal the 5 ships I book again tomorrow and the 5 I'll never waste my time or money on again. If you're ready, I am. Let's go.